So Hot Wheels Unleashed has been out for well over a year now, and until just recently, I've decided to hop back into the game again to check things out, especially since quite a bit has been changed, added and implemented over the course of these few months. So this video serves as a purpose to just see how the game is holding up right now, how is the experience so far compared to the first time the game was launched, because I know that a ton of people are still interested or was interested in the game, but they are not so sure if the game is worth playing again after a year has gone by. So yeah, let's not waste any more time, and I guess the best place to start talking about is the PlayStation Plus edition for the month of October this year. Now, as a recap, Hot Wheels Unleashed was offered to be given to the owners of PS Plus for free as long as they own a PS Plus subscription. Honestly, this is one of the best decisions that the game has made so far, because this has given so many people the chance to try the game out for themselves, because Hot Wheels Unleashed is a pretty good pick up and play type of game without worrying too much about being competitive or being inexperienced in racing games. It is a very easy game to get into, and I can see that this will get a few extra boosts to the multiplayer side of things that the game really needed. Now, speaking of the multiplayer, most of you probably don't know about this if you've left the game a few months back, but Hot Wheels Unleashed actually released a crossplay patch. So players on the PlayStation, Xbox, and those with the Hot Wheels Unleashed Windows Edition can all finally play together. Although this is not all good news, as anyone who plays on Steam or the Epic Games Store and Nintendo Switch are not part of the crossplay patch. Crossplay only applies to PlayStation, Xbox, or Windows Edition players, so yeah, it is what it is. I have no idea why it is like this, but there we go. So for those who are lucky enough to be playing on PS, Xbox, and Windows Edition, you can experience crossplay functions such as multiplayer races together, community tracks that are shared among all three platforms, and even community liveries. So on the plus side, this gives the game a little boost of life that is really needed on the multiplayer side. I am still kinda bummed out that the Steam version could not be a part of this, as their player base had kinda dropped off tremendously over the past few months, but you can't always get what you want, can you? Anyways, that's it for the player base and the multiplayer side of things. Let's quickly talk about content, and so far, the game's last major update was the Looney Tunes expansion that was part of the Season Pass of Volume 3, and that was all the way back in July this year. So far, there has been a small handful of content still coming, such as new cars, new building modules, but nothing too game-changing. That was all the way back in August this year. Now for September, they released a Game of the Year edition available for purchase, which basically bundles up the full game plus all of the expansion and paid content you can get in one go. There are no new content in this package, so if you've got everything already, this one's probably not for you. But what I'm trying to say is, besides the Looney Tunes expansion back in July, there has been no news so far by the developer on whether they are planning to release more content drop for the game. Now, they might continue to release smaller content patches like new cars or some sort, but so far content has seemed to be stopped for over a month now. So if you're just getting into the game and hoping that more content will come soon, just know that there is a possibility that is not gonna happen. Oh, and I just have to mention about this. Hot Wheels has always been a game where people go crazy with track customizations, but most importantly, we want to test our new creation with other racers. Well, we do have a bit of a problem here, because unfortunately we are still unable to host a proper race against AIs on our custom-made Hot Wheels tracks. Now, this has been a huge issue of the game ever since launch, but until now it hasn't been addressed yet. Now, yes, you are still able to race on your custom tracks solo in time trials, but where's the fun in that? And yes, you can probably race on your custom track with other players, but that requires a private lobby to make it happen, and even in public ones, it is extremely difficult to even race on your own custom-made track. This is why enabling us to race against AIs on our track will at least get rid of so many headaches and introduces so much more incentive to create more awesome tracks, because right now, I felt that I'm creating these awesome tracks in my game just to either ride them solo or upload onto the cloud system to gather some likes. There's no real fun in that, and honestly, I think this is the biggest issue that Hot Wheels Unleashed solely has. After all, Hot Wheels is all about coming up with crazy track ideas and testing them out. This is how I personally felt, but do let me know if you feel the same way as well. Nonetheless, at least the official tracks are pretty fun and decent, I guess, so there are still some pretty crazy time to be had there. Overall, I think the game is in a pretty comfortable spot right now if you are on PlayStation, Xbox or Windows edition of the game. For other platforms, maybe not so much. Gameplay wise though, extremely spot on. A ton of fun to be had. It is a great time to just hop on and off with your friends and family whenever you want, without taking itself too seriously. There are some parts in the game that still isn't in the right spot yet, but depending on the type of player you are, I think you will have a fantastic time with Hot Wheels Unleashed, especially if you are a Hot Wheels fan and you haven't touched the game yet. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for listening in on my quick review of the game, it really means a lot to me. This is TheViperian signing off, and as always, stay awesome.